The Greens are arguing about Boris Palmer's exclusion. In Tübingen, meanwhile, the election of the mayor is pending. The incumbent has now announced that he will no longer stand for his party. So, Tübingen Mayor Boris Palmer does not want to face his party's primary election, which is intended to determine a top candidate for the new elections in autumn. He could not participate in the nomination process because of the now beginning party exclusion process. At least that was quoted on the Stuttgarter Zeitung, a German newspaper, on Tuesday, from a letter from the 49-year-old to the Green City Association. It is logically and factually impossible to run a procedure for nomination and exclusion at the same time. A candidate cannot be both nominated and excluded. Palmer initially declined to comment on the report when asked. The Baden-Württemberg Greens decided in May 2021 to have Palmer excluded from the party. Palmer had previously made racist statements about former national soccer player Dennis Aogo in a Facebook post from the Greens' point of view. According to Palmer, the statements were meant to be satirical. Investigations into this were discontinued in September. Palmer had previously crossed paths with his party with statements on refugee policy and corona measures. Because of the impending party exclusion of Palmer, who has been in office in Tübingen since 2010, the Greens City Association decided to hold a primary election for the next mayoral candidate. The mayor of the Weilheim district of Tübingen, Ulrike Baumgärtner, has already applied for it. The incumbent has so far left it open whether Palmer wants to run again as an independent candidate in Tübingen. Baden-Württemberg's Prime Minister Winfried Kretschmann from the Greens can understand the decision of his party friend Boris Palmer not to want to stand for the Greens in the mayoral election in Tübingen. With an ongoing party exclusion process, this is an understandable step, said the head of government on Tuesday in Stuttgart. Kretschmann did not want to comment on whether Palmer should compete at all. It is not one of his official duties to evaluate candidates in the communities, he says. He also does not comment on ongoing proceedings. And I'll see you in my next video. Bis gleich.